We're going to get started here right now talking about biofuel technology. We're going to discuss the fuel, vehicles, greenhouse gases, economics, and opponents to using biofuel technology. And each of my group members will introduce themselves. My name is Ed Browne, and I'll start off here with a little bit of history of biofuels and biofuel technology. Biofuels have been around since the 1800s. Henry Ford's Model T was designed to run on corn-based ethanol. Political and economic pressures from the oil barons of the 20s and 30s prevented the useful applications of ethanol from taking hold in the United States, although it's been a regional event for quite some time. Farmers were using ethanol and biodiesel in their tractors early in the 20th century. During the oil embargoes of the 1970s, interest increased again in biofuels research. During that time, there were long lines at the gas pumps. Most of you weren't around then, but for those that were, and if you were driving, I'm sure you appreciated that having that opportunity to sit in line for hours while you waited to get a tank full of gas. Moving along into the 1980s, research was done using waste cooking oil by a professor at the Colorado State School of Mines. He retrieved some waste cooking oil from a McDonald's in Colorado to create replacement for diesel fuel. He originally called his creation McDiesel, but it was eventually called biodiesel to avoid legal entanglements with the clown. McDonald's was willing to sue over just that name, even though if they'd had a McDonald's with a biodiesel station, they'd have made twice the money they make on a Big Mac. Use of biodiesel B100 in the 1993 Dodge pickup in a test ran for 90,000 miles with no major engine damage. A later test using another pickup truck, and I believe it was a Chevrolet, ran for over 100,000 miles. Ford wasn't involved in these tests. As a result of world political developments in the Middle East, issues of availability of oil in the future, U.S. and many other countries are proceeding with plans to increase production of biofuels. This includes bioethanol and other fuel sources from materials such as wood chips, wood bark, sawgrass, and prairie grass, as was talked about earlier, and switchgrass, which is a grass that's grown here in the Midwest and in other parts of the country that has a high heating potential and is an excellent source of biomass for creating biodiesel and bioethanol. New technologies such as harvesting switchgrass, wood chips, and other biomass products are going to improve the possibilities of using these feedstocks to create bioethanol by 2025. Okay, the fuels. What are biofuels? Biofuels are energy resources produced from plant and other biological matter, animal fats, cooking oils that are renewable and sustainable. The biggest problem with using petroleum-based products is that it is not a renewable resource. It's running out, costs are going up drastically, and before long there'll be major conflicts just over oil, as we're seeing now in the Middle East. Current biofuels include ethanol and bioethanol, biodiesel, recycled vegetable oils, and methanol gasoline blends. There are others that are under development. I'm in the process of doing graduate studies on another material called ethyl acetate that we're hoping will reduce greenhouse gas emissions in gasoline engines and possibly be another blended fuel similar to what we're doing with ethanol now. Biofuels account for only 3% of the total U.S. energy usage compared to Brazil. Brazil uses approximately 90% of its energy needs through sugarcane processed biofuels. Ryan?
My name is Ryan DeVries, and I am going to talk to you very briefly about the technology used in the biofuels for vehicles, actually, how it uses it, and so on and so forth. One of the attributes of biofuels is its lubrication properties. It has very good lubrication, which reduces the wear and tear on the vehicle, the engine more or less, to give you longer life of the engine. In comparison to petroleum, there isn't any sulfur additives for the lubrication. It is purely methanol that provides this lubrication. So there's no sulfur additives, which contribute to the greenhouse gases and depletion of the ozone and so on and so forth, a bunch of other economical considerations. One technology that is used to make this biofuel is called esterification. Basically, this process starts with a triglyceride, which is formerly known as vegetable oil. And in the process, it is combined with an alcohol agent known as methanol. During the transition process, the methanol replaces the glycerin molecule, in turn makes methanol esters. The final product is known as fatty acid methanol esters, known to us as biodiesel. So one question is what kind of car, or can any car run off of these type of fuels? And it depends. With biodiesels, they are not as corrosive as your E85 or ethanol-based fuels. So a lot of your current diesel engines can run off of biodiesels. Your ethanol-based fuels, like your E85, cannot, because they are more corrosive, so they need special materials for your gas line tanks, your injectors, so on and so forth. So that's just a brief overview of the technology that's used and why that certain fuels can be ran in current cars.